Good morning. It's Brenda Starr again. I just had something on my mind here and I wanted to get it on here. I'm not all fixed up and everything, and I've got my coat on. It's a little bit cool up here. But anyway, something was on my mind and I figured if I didn't get it on, I'd forget about it. Anyway, my mom was always teaching me to examine myself and, to, she always said, Brenda, it said it's easy to see other people's faults. We all have them. You know, it's easy to see other people's faults, but the faults that we don't see are the ones that are ours. It's not so easy to see our own faults because we live in this body, and we see things outward. But anyway, there's a couple scriptures I wanted to read, and then I had something I wanted to say. Um, One of them is 1 Corinthians, the 11th chapter and the 28th verse. It says, "But let a man examine himself, and so let him eat of that bread and drink of that cup." Okay, and the next one is 2 Corinthians 13 and 5. And it says in 2 Corinthians 13 and 5, "Examine yourselves whether you be in the faith. Prove your own selves, know ye not your own selves, how that Jesus Christ is in you, if so be you are a Christian, except you be reprobates." Well, that didn't say it maybe exactly as, but it is true. It's so easy to see the other person's fault. And I had somebody say something to me. Said, "Well, I've had this done and that done, and I've pressed through and I've done all these things anyway. I go and do these things anyway. Why can't other people do that?" Well, but see, there again, that person is looking at things through their eyes, through what they've been through. But it struck me downstairs while I was thinking about these things, and Jesus knows us from conception. While we're still in the mother's womb, He knows us. Says that in Isaiah, I believe it is. Um, and In your mother's womb, I knew you. Let's see, I can't remember what scripture. I should have had that, but didn't know I was gonna. I didn't intend to say that. But anyway, the thing of it is, only Jesus has the right to criticize or condemn or judge because of what He went through for us. See, the thing of it is, we look at each other from the outside and we see things that each of us do, and we think, well, why do they do that? And I do this and this. Why can't they do that? Well, because your background is different. See, Jesus knows from conception. He knows, babies have pain in the womb as well. They can have. I'm not saying they all do, but some do. And see, that baby, if, there's a lot of women that don't want that baby that they're carrying. And don't you know that baby feels that rejection? He has to, because he's still in the womb. Well, Jesus knows every thought, every hurt, every wound that we've ever conceived from birth. I mean, from conception. He knows all of these things. He knows all of the reasons why we do anything. He knows how we was raised, the things that we were taught, and how we deal with things. And He understands why we do things the way we do them, because He has seen us and watched us from conception. He knows all things. He feels every pain, every hurt that we feel. Be it physical, mental, emotional, He knows it all. And so, see, He knows. See, I can look at you or you can look at me and you can see what we're doing physically, but you can't see on the inside to see how hard that person may be pushing to do as good as they are doing. They look, and maybe they look good, and you think, well, they ought to be able to do this, but you don't know what's going on inside of that body. You don't know what they're living through every single day, because you're not there. You don't see everything that's happened. You don't know the pressures that they may be living under, the strife, atmosphere of strife, and that's hard. That's hard on you. It puts a lot of stress on you, and it can also cause a lot of physical problems. And even though you may deal with it as good as you can, uh, things come at us all every day, because the enemy is out there to destroy each and every one of us. Now, he may use something different to try to destroy you that he would use to try to destroy me, because he knows each of us is weaknesses, and he plays on that. But see, I'm so glad that Jesus is my judge, because he knows me from the inside out. He knows me from the time my mother conceived me in her womb. He knows everything that's happened, every struggle I've had, be it spiritual, mental, physical, emotional, or financial. He knows all of those things. So all of y'all don't know about all these things, because you're not with me on a 24-hour day basis, see. But God is. And it's not just me he's with each and every one of you. Every single day, he knows all the struggles, the pressures, the hurts, the wounds, and how hard you may have to push yourself to do something. God knows all things, and I'm so thankful that it's him that judges us and not us judging each other, because we would destroy each other, because we just see from the outside and say, well, you dirty rat, why don't you do this and why don't you do that? Well, but see, I'm not there every day with you. I can't see everything that you go through, every struggle, every hurt, every pain, every thought that comes to you. I can't see and know any of that. But God does. And he's so good and so merciful. Aren't you glad he's your judge, not me or anybody else? Because, boy, we'd kill each other off night and day, And Andrew Womack says, boy, if I was God, it's a good thing he's not. And even though he's a good man, I love to hear him preach. He's one of the best ones I've ever heard. But these are things that, because, see, each one of us in our childhood, we grew up with things that in our lives, each one of us, that other people didn't go through. The habits of your mother and your dad as you grow up, and even though they try to teach you certain things, you really learn more by what you see them doing than you do by what they're telling you to do, unless they're doing the things they're telling you to do. So, and I have to. I want to say, well, why can't you do this? Well, like with my husband, I love my husband dearly. I do. But his growing up was so alien to my growing up. I have trouble reconciling them and pulling them together. And he's the same with me. Uh, we love each other greatly, but the way I think is different because of the way I was raised, and the way he thinks is different because of the way he was raised and what he was taught and what he's seen his parents do. And doesn't make me better than him or him better than me. We're just different, and we have to learn to allow each other to be who we are. And see, each one of us, the parents that the Lord gave us, that's the parents we were supposed to have. And there was something that they taught you that God wanted to use you in as you were grown up. There's a ministry there for you through that. And so we do need to pay attention, that because it looks like somebody, they should be doing better in this area or that other area. Um, doesn't mean that they're not trying with all they have, because you don't see and know what's going on in their life on a daily basis. And I don't see and know what's going on in your life. We don't, those are things and the trials and hurts and pains and the all of the different emotions and things that we go through. And some people are more emotional than others. I'm probably more emotional than I should be. I don't know. And my husband is too, and that makes it sometimes kind of rough. Uh, but God is with us through that. And see, when we turn to Him, He can take that and turn around and make your relationship stronger. Uh, I, I don't want to condemn anybody for any reason. That's not my place. But I am here to say, let's give each other room to be who we are. And because I don't know what you're going through and you don't know what I'm going through. Even though you may say some of it, there's still things that you don't, that you see and go through that you don't run around telling everybody. And I was always one that, I just let everything go till it, was up here and then explode. And that's not a good thing to do. And it's not good on your heart or your intestines, no part of you. Because that's that stress builds and builds and builds. And but see, I don't want to hurt anybody. I don't want to be hurt, but I don't want to hurt anybody either. And so, and through the teachings of my mama, thank God for my mama, um, she helped me to realize, that we each have our own struggles that we go through, and we have to allow others. And if we see something or feel like something's happening, pray for that person. Pray for them, because there's things they're going through and they may need help, and God knows what person to place there to help them. Pray for the Lord to send laborers in their path. Sometimes, especially if they're too close, you can't affect their lives like somebody else can because you're too close. But God can send laborers in their path that they will listen to and will be understanding. See, each and every one of us, yeah, we need correction from the Lord with love, and we need correction sometimes from each other with love and in love. But we all need to realize and give each other room to be who we are and what we are, and understand, be a little more understanding, because we're all individuals and we need each other. So we don't need to turn from each other or criticize or condemn each other. We need to love each other, pray for each other. And if there's a need, you need to go talk to that person in love. But you can't judge the situation and judge it rightly, because you have to really judge it right. You have to be like Jesus Christ, like He knows us from that conception. Every thought, every feeling, every hurt, every wound, every struggle. He's such a good God. Y'all have a good day. I do love you. If I didn't, I wouldn't say these things. I say these things because I know from my own self that I've had to do a lot of learning through a lot of different situations, that each of us has our own struggles, and we shouldn't condemn or criticize each other in those struggles, but try to lift each other up and love them and pray for them. And if there's a need to talk, the Lord will let you know, and always do it in love. Always do it in love. And I'll be doing the same thing. I'm still in the learning process. We all are. Anyway, I love you. God bless you.